Don't give me that look. You're going to ruin my ears because of your stupid slam poetry, girl. I hope you're happy. You know what? I hope the audience is happy. I know this is an old video, but I've got to do this. It's stuck on my computer, and I need to get it off my computer. So, what better way than take a stupid reply to this poem? And no, I don't have any poetry, people. I don't have enough time to write said poetry to respond to this. And Dr. Anna McCam already did it in said poetic form anyway, so there's no point in trying. Really, there isn't. You're not getting any. Sorry, Grey Knight. Sorry, Sarge. Sorry, everyone else who leaked my poetry from my Facebook account, trying to dox me. No poetry today.
Hello everyone, this is A Man Slag. Ugh! Damn it, I can't see a thing in this.
Hi, I'm a slut.
Hi, I'm a promiscuous male, also known as Man Slag. Why the awkward pause? Is this meant to be poetic effect? Awkward pauses don't really exist in poetry.
What? You can't be surprised when you've spent my entire life deciding woman equals sexualized.
How dare you assume that I sexualize all women, that I assume woman equals sexualize? I'm sorry, that's not how most men's brains work. And besides, so what if most straight people thought that anyway? Why? There's still that minority who wouldn't, and that doesn't necessarily make them bad people. They're just doing what their sex drives want them to do, if anything. Anyway, I've seen a lot of men be sexualized recently, and feminists to shut up and say, oh, that's different, oh, that's completely separate to the issue here, even though they're getting the exact same treatment. Just look at bodybuilders, people in adverts. Magic Mike, that movie. You saw the Raging episode, people. Apparently that's just not sexualization at all.
In 9th grade, a man told me I have good blowjob eyes.
So what? Some guy said that you had blowjob eyes. Do you think he was trying to banter with you? Or was he a bully, just trying to get a rise out of you? Either of those two. You don't have to suddenly become a rad femme and try and say that you're a slut and you're proud of it. Nobody really cares. I don't think a lot of people want to know that you're a slut and proud. I think we'd rather, talk about something else because too much information and all that.
Hi, I'm a slut.
But we already just said hello, you're a slut and I'm a man slag. Stop trying to make this Groundhog Day, girl, okay? I know repetition is a form of poetic technique, but come on, this is not where you need to use the repetition. The repetition usually is a form of kind of motif, not a, hi, I'm a slut, refrain or coda. That's a music thing, okay? Get it right.
But what does that mean? I'm unclean, I'm less pure, I sleep around, sure.
It implies that you're unclean because, you slept around a lot and you might have diseases. It implies it, but that's not necessarily the truth, nor is it the exception, or the rule, in fact. Yes, you do sleep around, that's what a slut means, but usually it's someone who goes around sleeping without a care in the world about who they're sleeping with and doesn't really care about the feelings of said people that they sleep around with. Really, that's what a slut is. There's a difference between a promiscuous person who, what looks after themselves, make sure they don't have diseases, make sure they sleep with people that they want to sleep with and not just going around nilly-willy, no pun intended, with their dicks or vaginas out going, hey, fuck me, isn't it great to be a slut? That's kind of what it means. A slut is different to a promiscuous person, okay?
But isn't that what you were begging for?
How can you assume that men, or me, I don't know who you're referring to here, are begging for sluts? They're begging for women to have sex with them. You see, women don't like desperate men. They don't like men begging for sex. They prefer someone who's confident and is not desperate for it. It's hard to explain. It's stupid psychological stuff that everybody knows, How do you assume that you know what we want? You don't know what we want. Some men prefer monogamous relationships where they stick with one person and if it ends, they wait a bit and they find another person. Other men prefer to not have sex and wait until marriage. Some men would rather not have sex at all, and some are like me and they don't really care. Although I myself would not mind a monogamous relationship. Usually when I enter relationships, it is monogamous. I do not go into open stuff because that's just no. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Hi, I'm a slut.
Look, I've just said hello to you. You're getting a bit weird now, girl, alright? You're getting a bit weird. I can't handle all this Groundhog Day stuff. I'm not meant to do it. It's psychologically crazy. It's psychologically straining on my brain to keep saying hello to you all the damn time. So yes, hello, I am a man slag. Until he gets a relationship and then he's not a man slag, he's a monogamous boyfriend, whatever.
And science disagrees, but let's ignore anatomy and joke that my vagina is wide enough to fit an entire football team.
So you're boasting about your sexuality, yet you're telling us not to sexualize you and not to go around begging for you and be desperate for you. Yet here you are boasting about how loads of guys want your vajayjay. You can't seem to make your mind up, girl, or are you just a hypocrite? I wonder. Awkward turtle as she just realised that she made a contradictory statement. That is the mark of a slut, people. This is the kind of girl that we guys do not like. We do not mind promiscuous girls at all, in fact, because they tend to be the ones who take good care of themselves, who are nice people, and they're just in tune with their sexuality and their sex drive, and they're pretty healthy. Sluts, on the other hand, are girls like this. I can fit an entire football team in my vajayjay. Don't sexualise me.
Or even your narcissism, but no one's is big enough for that.
Well, isn't that a case of pot calling the kettle black, hey guys?
You think an orgasm for you is like oxygen for me, like when I am going down on you, I am actually sucking up life, retrieving my very soul from inside your stomach.
You really do have to get rid of science in this, because you don't know where sperm is held. I don't have it in my stomach, I have it in my bloody balls, love. I've got it in my balls. That's where it is. It won't make much sense if it was in my stomach, would it? It'd be like gagging. Like, oh wait, the other way, you know? Reverse gagging. Ugh. But anyway, apart from that, none of that, what you just said there, makes any sense whatsoever. Are you trying to compare the two different orgasms? I don't get it. What? So while a guy who has orgasms is like, woohoo! It's really good, your orgasm isn't. Yours is like painful. Then why are you a slut then? If you don't like your orgasm, I don't get it. Chat, help me out. Somebody please help me. I don't get it.
And an orgasm for me is like, well, maybe if you have time, and since you can't see it, it probably doesn't exist anyway.
Actually, I can and have seen a female orgasm. Just because it takes you guys a longer time to get one does not mean it does not exist. Yes, at one point there was debate in the scientific community because, let's be honest, we didn't know an awful lot about humans as we do now. They wondered, does it exist? Does it not exist? When obviously it does exist. And we now know that it exists. There is no debate on this matter. You're living in the 19th century, ironically enough, considering that's what you guys think we live in. Shut up with the pseudo-scientific bullshit.
I was probably faking it anyway. Women don't like sex anyway. You're pretty sure the clitoris is just a myth, so when it comes to my pleasure, no one really gives a shit.
The clit does exist. Stop trying to say that we're living in this 19th century dream world. We do not. And besides, you just straight up lied there. There is no ego boosting ability to please someone that you're having sex with than pleasing someone. If you fail to please someone, that deflates your ego. That makes you feel like shit. It's incredibly disheartening to not make someone come, or for the other person to not make you come, or to make you feel good during the act of making love, alright? Men do take it very, very seriously when it comes to pleasing their partners. In fact, they're taught to please them, to keep pleasing them, otherwise they might leave for another man. Do you not see where I'm coming from? A lot of cheating happens when either partner, doesn't matter if it's the male or the female, is not feeling satisfied enough. So they find somebody else, if they're horrible enough to do so.
Unless I can come like a man.
Yeah, but not all men come the same. Some last a long time, others do not last a long time, others are average. And some might have problems where they can't come, so they need help. But that's besides the point. Look, men do not have such a low opinion of women in bed like that. They just don't. That's not what men think at all. When by men, I mean straight men, like she's saying. Because, you know, she's not differentiating between gay and straight and bi, isn't she?
Because then I'm a fetish. Or if I'm a virgin, that makes me a fetish too. But
what are you talking about? Fetishes aren't a bad thing. A fetish is just something that somebody really likes. They really like you. You are their ideal, right? I'm a fetish. There's probably someone out there who likes skinny brown people. I know that's quite a superficial thing, because I've probably got something else that is a fetish, but I don't know. But surely that's a good thing. That has to be a good thing, right? And to be honest, virginity is overrated and it's also underrated at the same time. I don't think the guy who's having sex with you would really care. Besides, you don't have to tell him. Although it would help if you did tell him, because, you know, it might make the experience a bit better for everyone. And he's not going to judge you on it, because you're about to get laid, you know? Besides, I've seen more men, myself included, be shamed more for being a virgin than women. I have not really seen women be virgin shamed unless it's to do with religion.
But doesn't that also mean I'm a prude? Everything I do is an invitation for your condemnation.
Wow, a rhyme! I haven't heard that for a while. But anyway, to answer your question, no, that does not make you a prude. You are just asserting and assuming what men think about women in terms of all this bullshit. When really, you have no idea what we as individuals think. Because as usual, you all have to collectivise men and other groups in order to make us all think this one particular way when we do not. If you're a fetish to someone, that's a good thing because they like you. That's like, holy shit, this is my ideal thing. They are things that I like. And even if that was a good thing, why would we then condemn it? Why? Why would we condemn something that we like? I don't know. This is not making a whole lot of sense, people.
Regardless of the angle of the delicate arch in my back marked down on your scale from 0 to loose.
Yeah, part of lad banter is to say, is it a 0 to a 10? So what? I'm seeing women do it too, to men. So what? We all have different ways of saying what is and what is not attractive. Deal with it.
And if I had learned anything that didn't have to do with how to make my hair fall daintily over my breasts,
You can't do it with that bob hairstyle, girl. Just saying.
or how to make my lips softer and more like a graveyard, untouched, and where grown men go when they feel dead inside, or how to make my aura more alluring.
Wait, so the fact that you find yourself having to make yourself look good in order to try and get someone is a bad thing? I'm sorry, but that's what everyone does. That's what dating is. That's what you have to do. It's just not some sexist conspiracy by the patriarchy, okay? It's not. Or are you rallying against some kind of strange, made-up stereotype about an ideal woman? You know, an ideal woman that not everybody shares. Is that what you're trying to say? Like, oh, you have to have long flowing hair that goes down to your breasts, to arch your back? I'm sorry, but I don't know anyone who finds that interesting. There probably is somebody out there, but as far as I'm aware, that's not an archetype. And that's not what people necessarily want.
But not too alluring. That's something a skank would do.
No, a skank would dress very, very provocatively, but also not look after themselves and make sure that they're not disease-free, and go around sleeping with loads of people. Look, I'm talking not gender-specific here. Anyone can do this, and have done this since time immemorial. Go around sleeping with loads of people, dressing provocatively, blah, 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 and then, you know, at the end of the day, probably get a disease and a bad reputation because of that. That's what a skank would do. It's not about being too alluring. Nobody says you can't be too alluring. But besides, what do you want it to be? Do you want men to not find you attractive or to find you attractive? Because on one hand, you're boasting how you can get all these men, but you don't want them at the same time because you could be too alluring. Or you can appear to be too provocative, all this bloody nonsense. Look, admit it, you're the type that's going to go around sleeping willy-nilly with people, and you've got a bad reputation, and now you're angry. Yet you're going to call us the narcissists. Really?
I would tell you that when two opposing forces meet, they cancel, so it sounds to me like you just don't want me to exist.
Well, clearly people do want you to exist, otherwise you wouldn't be able to fit a whole football team in your vag. You are a bloody narcissist, and these awkward pauses for effect are not helping. They're making you look worse. On the one hand, you are proud to be a slut because you can fit an entire football team, blah 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 blah, you can get all the men's, but at the same time, you don't want all the men's because there's some guys that you just don't want, and they're begging for it. And apparently they sexualise you, even though you want to be sexualised by the football team, but not by the nerds, clearly. You are proud to be a slut, but at the same time you're not proud to be a slut because you've now got a bad reputation from being a little bit too carefree, to put it lightly. Make your mind up. Are you proud or not? because this is a stupid message you're sending out to women.
I am raw meat in a slaughterhouse, packaged according to what you are hungry for that day.
What, so just like the jocks and the bad boys that you like, they're just on the menu for you as well? Two can play at that game. Love is not a one-way street. It takes two to tango, motherfucker.
I am identified by my thighs and my moans and my sighs, even though you keep telling me I shouldn't be making noise in the first place. Keep your mouth shut.
God, this fake emotion. Who the hell is telling you to shut up? Who? What, are you playing rough sex now and you're saying, make me shut up, bitch? Oh, is this what it is? You're not making much sense. Who the hell is telling you not to make a noise during sex? Men are being told to make more noise because most guys are used to being silent. While women, it's okay to make noise because that shows to the guy that, yeah, he's, doing something right. Surely? That doesn't even make sense. And besides, you are not the person on the menu that you claim to be. You are the one with all the power in the dating, within the act, okay? Men don't have any power whatsoever. If we did, perhaps it would be kind of fair, because then you'd have to put effort in to asking us out.
Unless I'm the one putting something in it. It's funny, the ones who cry whore the loudest are the ones who are thirstiest for my blood.
I don't think so. You could try and reverse psychology all you want, but if they're gonna call you a whore for your bad reputation amongst people in general, they're gonna call you a whore because maybe they don't want you. Maybe they're like, nah, I'm not gonna set foot on that thing because what if, diseases and all that. I don't know, just saying. Or maybe you're just a humongous twat, like this poem has shown you to be. Maybe people don't want to be with you and they're calling you these names because they just don't like you. It's not hard to understand why. Besides, it's very funny that you're trying to label all men as hypocrites, yet you are the one who is said hypocrite.
And my love only starts to matter and stops being make-believe, a fantasy, when you're watching lesbian porn.
Are you jealous of lesbian porn stars now? Now this is making no sense. Wait, so a man will only love you and realise that his love for you and your love for him is real when he's watching lesbian porn? What? That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Besides, women watch it more than men. Just so you know. But that's besides the point. A straight man knows he's not going to get a lesbian, okay? It's just a fantasy. Lesbian porn is nothing but a fantasy, okay? It's just entertainment. There's nothing serious about it. The man's not going to judge all women based on the lesbian porn he watches because he knows that most women are straight and all women are individuals. I was about to say most women are individuals, which is weird. But hey, there's some people who are a bit sheepish anyway, regardless of gender. He's not going to suddenly realise, oh, I love you and your love is real because I've just watched lesbian porn. Wow. That's just insane. I don't know how people honestly took you seriously with this.
But they quickly discover that actually what they've been missing this whole time is your cock. You're looking to experiment in the same way I must be experimenting, like a science fair where the prize for equating my entire personhood to your dick is that you get two women who are disgusted by how your breath reeks of desperation instead of just one.
You really are a horrible person. You are jealous of these lesbian porn stars doing their job, and you don't like being this slag, but you do. You know what? None of this makes any sense. I'm past the point in caring what you have to say. I'm just gonna mock you and just say, look, right, why would lesbians such as these two, who are paid to do that, look down on their audience like the gaming press look down on their audience? Why would they look at a straight man like that? They're not even attracted to him. Why would they care? It doesn't even make sense. None of this makes sense. They're lesbians. They're not competition to you. God damn it. Unless you're bi, then they are. But even then, it's like, they're not after the men, they're after the women. I don't get it. None of this makes sense. You're an idiot. Because that is why men go MGTOW people, because of this entitlement that she has just shown here. It felt like the entitlement. I felt like she was just trying to bloody say, why are you looking at the porn? You should be looking at me! All of this is me. Woe is me. Woe betide me. God, you wonder why guys try and stay away from these types. Really. Don't stick your dick in crazy, alright? This is so fake. Like your bloody facial reactions are fake. Like your emotion is fake. Like your poem is fake. It has no sense of reality whatsoever. This is the feminist reality that we're talking about here, not actual reality. God. These narcissists, they just kill your brain cells, one after the other.
You're damn right. My body is a temple. I am the god it was built for.
You're a goddess, not a god. Get your pronouns right, shitlord. And that's besides the point. Look, your body was not necessarily built for you, okay? That's kind of a creationist statement, but what are we saying here? It's just feminism. It is a religion. How can you say that you have respect for your own body when you're going around sleeping with loads of people without a care in the world? Because that's what you're talking about, you know, sleeping with the entire football team and all that, metaphorically speaking, of course. But this is what you do. This is what you're saying you do. You don't really care for your body. And this is why people don't like you, as well as the fact you're a vapid narcissist. Just stop it with this fucking pausing and fake emotion. You're only gonna fool the idiots.
I am the landlord, and I can let whoever I want live inside it.
Technically, you have no choice because there's microbes and shit that are entering your body and already are inside your body. Some of them are evil things that will try and kill you. Other things you need to survive. So technically, you don't really have much of a choice. But I'm gonna let you off there, because you're not very good at science. You are a feminist after all. And yes, that entire sentence summed up the entire psychology of the human dating thing, the whole mating ritual-y thing. Women are the ones who decide who they let in and live inside of them. Women hold the power. That's completely destroyed your entire poem, the entire argument, saying that men are the ones who are controlling everything and demand everything, when really it's the opposite. Slag!
Hi, I'm a slut.
Oh my god, we just went through this. Hi, I'm a man slag.
And no, that doesn't mean I am nothing but flesh to grab with your red-stained hands.
But that's funny because that's what you think that I am. Otherwise, why would you try and twist it into making it like you're the victim when you're not?
That you've sterilized with excuses in case I shout. So when I do, you can tell everyone.
That just made no sense, girl. Sterilized with excuses? What? I'm making excuses for you? I'm making excuses against you? What? That doesn't make sense.
That hi, I'm a slut.
Hi, I'm a man slag. Wait, is the excuse that you're a slut? But hey, aren't you proud of being a slut? Isn't this what the poem's about? That you can fit the entire football team, fuck off the nerds, as in, you know, tell them to fuck off. And then, what? Moan about how you're a slut because you don't like it? God.
And no, that doesn't mean I am nothing but sweat and blowjob eyes.
No, I just think you're a bit of an arsehole, really.
Hi, I'm a slut, and no, that doesn't mean I am nothing but the girl who was asking for it.
No, you're just a person who's developed a bad reputation for using people in a sexual manner and, you know, being very careless in the way that you do it. And now you're so narcissistic, you think the whole world is against you and you are the victim. You were not asking for anything. You brought all of this upon yourself through your actions.
Hi, I'm a slut. And no, that doesn't mean I am nothing.
Hi, I'm a man slag. And I've got a massive 7-inch penis!